Freelancers don't fail because of bad skills. They fail because of bad clients, late payments, and legal blind spots they never saw coming. I'm Karam, the 20-year battle-tested lawyer, and I've defended freelancers in client disputes. I've fought over unpaid invoices. I've watched talented entrepreneurs lose everything because they had no legal protection. So here's what I'm going to show you today. 5 legal must-dos before you sign your next client. Do these 5 things and you'll be protected. Skip them and you're gambling. And you don't want to do that with your business, right? If you're a coach, consultant, designer, creator, marketer, whatever, this is your armor. Let's jump in. So here's the reality. Most freelancers are operating completely exposed and you don't even know it. No entity structure, no real contracts, no IP protection, no payment safeguards, no compliance systems, no SOPs, no defense system, right? You sign a big client, deliver great work, and then everything blows up. Client refuses to pay, disputes the invoices, threatens to sue personally, claims that you made claims that you don't think you made because you didn't put it in writing, you didn't do it the right way, you had no defense, you had no bulletproof contract. I've seen it all the time. So here's how we fix it, right? There are 5 things you have to do before you sign your next client, not eventually. Before your next client. Must do number 1, form your entity, separate your money, and get a lawyer in your corner. That's the most important investment you can make in your business that everybody else neglects, right? This is the foundation that everything sits on. These 3 things you must do immediately, right? Form an LLC and open a business bank account. When something goes wrong, you need a wall between your business and your personal life, and you have to understand compliance. Second, never mix personal and business money. Pay personal bills from personal accounts. Business expenses from business accounts. Pay yourself formally through distributions. Mixing money destroys your LLC protection. That's another video, but you really have to understand it. And third, this is what puts everything together. Establish a relationship with an experienced business attorney, not your cousin's friend who's a family lawyer, and none of that. You've been watching videos about sales and funnels and marketing tactics, but you have to have someone in your corner that's going to help you problem solve, that's going to give you the hard advice, that's going to mentor you, it's going to tell you about the mistakes, liabilities, and enemies that are in front of you to prevent them, to eliminate them. An experienced attorney helps you set up your entity from the start so you don't fuck it up down the road. They review your contracts, they give you bulletproof contract, they warn you about compliance issues, they're there when you need to call them. You have a relationship, they understand your business, they give you the experience and the advice nobody else does. Get a lawyer in your corner, that's what the big boys do, right? Number 2, build a bulletproof contract system. Not just a contract, but a system, SOPs, and set the expectation clearly with your clients, right? Your contracts have to be tight. They have to cover every situation. What if your client refuses to pay? What if they demand unlimited revisions? What if they badmouth you online even though you delivered? Your contract needs to answer all of these questions before they happen, and they need to eliminate any problems that could be liabilities. So you need a clear scope with defined deliverables. Now, I've never seen these really done properly. You need payment terms that protect you and liquidated damages. Everybody misses that. You need revision limits that prevent abuse. You need dispute resolution to avoid lawsuits. You need IP ownership clearly defined. You need non-disparagement clauses to protect your reputation, and you need termination provisions to protect both sides. You got to end the relationship eventually, right? So most freelancers use garbage templates that don't cover half of this. And then when clients go sideways, they have no protection. They find out when it's too late. So stop using free templates. Get contracts written for your specific services that think defensively about everything that could go wrong from an attorney who's actually been to court, right? This is why having a lawyer in your corner matters. They help you build contracts that actually protect you and are proven in court. Must do number 3, protect and defend your intellectual property, right? What's intellectual property? That's the first thing you have to understand. Look at what creates value in your business. Is it your tagline, your courses, your frameworks, your design systems? That's your IP, right? You need to know 3 things, right? What IP you actually have, how to protect it, and how to defend it. Protection means register your trademarks for your brand name and logo. Copyright your signature content and framework. Use NDAs when you're sharing proprietary methods, raising money, things like that. Include IP ownership clauses in every contract. Clearly define what clients get versus what you retain. Now, defense means know how to send cease and desist letters when someone steals your IP, right? Know how to monitor your IP. Understand how to legally use other people's IP so you don't get sued, and that happens a lot. Now, recognize when competitors are infringing and know how to respond the right way. So that requires you to build systems to monitor your IP theft. Your IP is your business. Now, if you don't own it, protect it, and defend it, you don't have a business. You have ideas that anyone can steal. Now, I teach you how to identify the 5 enemies that are trying to steal your IP and exactly how to defend against them. But that's another video. Now, must-do number 4 is master negotiation and power dynamics. This is huge for entrepreneurs, and I don't see anybody else teaching this. As a freelancer, you negotiate constantly with clients, with vendors, with partners, with everyone. Most freelancers are terrible negotiators because they don't understand power dynamics. So what you need to master is how to require deposits up front without seeming desperate, using the right contracts and the right language to get leverage. You need to understand how to set up payment milestones that keep you in control, how to enforce late fees without burning relationships, how to say no to bad clients and unfair terms. Now, your contracts should be designed to help you win in negotiations, payment terms, scope limits, revision caps. These aren't just protection. They're negotiation tools. And you have to understand power dynamics, the laws of power. Those 48 laws that Robert Greene wrote about, they're amazing to use in business, and they're tricks and hacks that any entrepreneur can use that the most experienced entrepreneurs live by. You don't hear anywhere else. So understanding negotiation skills and power dynamics is more important than most entrepreneurs actually realize. It's the difference between getting paid what you're worth and getting screwed on every deal. So that's why I teach mindset, power, and skills for entrepreneurs, and I borrow some of Robert Greene's ideas from the laws of power. Now, must-do number 5 is what most entrepreneurs miss, and it's deadly, right? You have to understand your industry risks, the threats, and legal compliance. It's probably the most important and the most ignored, right? Understanding the specific risks, business threats, and legal compliance requirements in your industry. What you need to know, things like FTC compliant disclaimers if you make income claims, legal causes of action if you write anything defamatory, and all you do online is write things. Marketing, sales, and compliance laws gets complicated, right? How to make irresistible offers that don't create liability, how to make legal funnels, how to have the right sales scripts, privacy laws, professional liability to cover things that could happen in work or mobile work, what have you. The key is being proactive. You have to understand this stuff. The obligation is on you, right? You have to build a compliance system. And it's the same way you build a marketing system, an email system. You have to build a compliance system. You have to build a defense system, right? You need proper disclaimers on testimonials. You need to protect your client data. There's a lot of shit you need, and a lot of people gloss over this until it's too late. So that's a problem. So you have to step back and think about creating a system that protects you while maximizing your chance of success. Not just avoiding lawsuits. I'm talking about building a business that can scale safely. And I can teach you how to do that, how to identify risks in your specific industry and build compliance systems that protect you from the 5 enemies every entrepreneur faces. And that's what every entrepreneur is basically missing: a business defense system with an attorney to mentor you, to help you identify the risks, enemies, and threats inside your business, inside your industry, and eliminate them before they become liabilities. That's the key to it all. Now, here's what happens if you skip these 5 things and you don't have a system like that. Eventually, you're probably going to sign a client who screws you, right? Doesn't pay, disputes everything, threatens to sue you personally. Hopefully, they don't badmouth you online. And you have no defense, no LLC protection, no contract backing you up, no IP ownership. Now they got leverage, right? You got no compliance systems. You lose, they win, because the burden is on you in court if you go there. But when you build this armor, you're protected. Bad clients can't hurt you, right? Payment disputes don't destroy you. Operate like a professional business instead of a desperate freelancer. It's all about thinking like a lawyer and doing business like a warrior and getting the scars and lessons from others so you don't have the experience to pain yourself. Freelancers fail, like I said, not because they lack talent, but because of defensive gaps. So I got a risk report and business defense plan that shows you exactly where your business is exposed and how to fix it. All you have to do is answer some questions below, and it'll generate a report for you. That's basically what I would charge a client for $7,500 in a private face-to-face mastermind. But I'm doing this for you for free so that you can identify the enemies, the risks, and the threats that face your business, and we can eliminate them and start getting you legally bulletproof. I'm Karam, the battle-tested lawyer. Like I say, stay legally bulletproof.